morning to all. It is my pleasure today to introduce you to past RI Director, Vicki Puliz. If you were here with us last year, you have met this remarkable woman. She did not just come here, give a talk, and then just sit back. I think she may have talked to every single person that was at this event. I was always seeing her interact with the president-elects, president nominees, just everybody. It was great to see her here, and that may be why she's here again this year. Past RI Director Vicki has served in quite a number of Rotary positions. She was District Governor of District 5190 in 2013-2014. She was Rotary Public Image Coordinator. She has been International Training Leader. And of course, she was Rotary International Director, and that was in 2021-23. These are only a few of her many accomplishments, and yet, when you talk to her, she describes her year as president of her Rotary Club as the best job she's ever had in Rotary. Doesn't that make you feel great if you're a president-elect in the room? Vicki joined Rotary as the very first woman in the Rotary Club of Sparks, Nevada, during her career as a commercial electrical contractor. I look at her and I'm thinking about this. Interesting job. She has a true passion for leadership development, and she refers to Rotary as a leadership organization. Recently, she collaborated with her local Chamber of Commerce to invite local Rotary members to facilitate leadership training for their member businesses. Some of her most impactful experiences involve Rotary programs for young leaders. She participates in RILA, there's that acronym, Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. She helped to create a leadership program for 8th grade students, introduced experiential learning projects in a RILA camp in Benin, Africa, and served on the inaugural Youth Advisory Council for Rotary International. That had a major impact on Rotary. Vicki and her husband Tim, who is with her, live in Reno, Nevada at the base of the Sierra Nevada Mountains near Lake Tahoe. I know everybody's a little envious of that. Their blended family includes 7 adult children. They have 10 grandchildren. And if you see Tim around, ask to see the picture of how they did Christmas with 10 grandchildren. And they have an 11th due in May. They are also hosted 3 Rotary Youth Exchange students. In other words, they have a fairly large family. Their favorite is to travel in their Piper twin Comanche airplane with pilot Tim in charge. And they enjoy participating events with the International Fellowship of Pilots. I think they call them flying relays, yeah. Vicki and Tim support our Rotary Foundation as major donors, members of the Paul Harris Society, Polio Plus Society, and the Bequest Society. They do so because they know that their contributions do good in our world, and they change lives for the better. Please help me welcome an outstanding lady, past RI Director Vicki Puliz.
Thank you. Hello, Rotary family and friends. How are you doing? And congratulations to all the presidents-elect in the room. And in fact, may I ask the presidents-elect in the room to please stand up so we can recognize you? Woohoo! Thank you so much for stepping forward into this leadership role, where you will use your special personality and your special skills to serve your members and to lead your peers. And congratulations, because your members have identified you as a person they trust, that they admire, and that they respect. They have selected you to lead them in this coming year. And what a great opportunity this is to be with all the other presidents-elect. I understand we have some president nominees here, and we have a lot of other people here to support you as well. What a great opportunity to share ideas to make this coming year the very best year ever. The best year ever for you, for your members, and for your club. Now, I have to say, I do remember being in your seat, and I couldn't wait to talk to all of the other presidents-elect. I couldn't wait to hear their stories about their club meetings, about their fundraisers, about their social events, about their service projects. I got so many new ideas. You know what, I have to admit, I also really enjoyed getting to know all the vendors. There's a lot to learn there. When I got home, I was charged up from the inspiration of the weekend, from the new friendships, and from the excitement of leading my club in the coming year. When I got home, I have to admit, I looked a bit like a returned Rotary Youth Exchange student, because back to those vendors, I had purchased and was wearing at the same time every pin and piece of Rotary paraphernalia I could get my hands on. So I walk in the door and my husband goes, "What happened to you?" He determined that I had been Rotarized. You know what? He was right. My life, our lives had been changed forever. And that year of serving as club president of my Rotary Club was one of the best experiences I've ever had in Rotary. Now, since that time, I've served in a number of other roles, and you heard, most recently completed a 2-year term as part of the Rotary International Board of Directors, one of 17 people from around the world who work to support our clubs, support our members, and bring the power of our international organization together. Now, when we talk about Rotary, it actually includes Rotary International, which is all of our Rotary clubs and all of our Rotaract clubs, and whose purpose is to support our clubs and to promote and expand Rotary. It also includes our Rotary Foundation, which is our charitable giving arm, which funds humanitarian activities, which range from global grant projects to local service projects that you might be able to do with district grants. It includes scholarships, all the way to ending polio. Rotary also includes what's called our General Secretary, which are the professional staff who work on our behalf, whether in our world headquarters, which is right outside the Chicago area in Illinois, or 6 international offices. Rotary works on a global basis, to raise the awareness, to raise the brand, to increase the impact, and to amplify the incredible work of our members and our clubs, which are at the heart of everything we do. Rotary connects like-minded members from around the world through Rotary fellowships. You heard we're part of the International Fellowship of Flying Rotarians, through Rotary action groups, and also through our Rotary Foundation projects. Rotary elevates our organization on the world stage as thought leaders in leadership development, in service in our 7 areas of focus, in programs for young leaders, in peace building, in response to disasters, and again, in ending polio. Now, each of you and each of our members has access to an impressive array of resources available primarily online at My Rotary. And this includes more than 1,000 courses at last count on the Learning Center, which I hope you're all familiar with, preparing for your role as club presidents, but also Rotary Club Central, which is a platform specifically designed to capture the goals of each of our Rotary clubs and to help track the achievement towards those goals. Also, our Rotary Brand Center, which is chock full of a lot of resources, brochure templates, pictures, logos, all sorts of materials to help your club become more known in your community and beyond. Just imagine what you and what your club can do with this power of Rotary behind you. Together, we are 1.4 million people of action. 1.4 million people of action, a local and global movement of passionate, committed leaders who all share the vision. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Together, we are 1.4 million people of action who live the values of friendship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. Values that create a bond between members of your club all the way to members across the world, creating a bond that bridges nationalities, cultures, and languages. Together, we are 1.4 million people of action who strive to increase our impact, to expand our reach, to enhance participant engagement, and to increase our ability to adapt. Now, hopefully you all know these already as our 4 action plan priorities. And like the very best things in Rotary, these action plan priorities came from you. They came from our members and others connected to our organization through a series of surveys, focus groups, and interviews that included more than 1 million touch points. These 4 action plan priorities provide a roadmap for us, a framework to align our planning and all of our efforts from your club all the way through our corporate initiatives. And we know that these 4 priorities are relevant because they came from our members. The important thing to realize and to recognize is that there's an incredible organization, an international organization behind you, supporting you in your role as club president. And you also have your district governor. You have your AGs. You have your other district leaders who are here to support you. In fact, we're all here for you. And why is that? Because your role as club president is the most important job there is in Rotary. Oh, thank you. Now, you might ask why I say that. Part of it is my own experience. But we know, based on our experience, that Rotary happens at the club. We also know, based on our experience and extensive surveys by Rotary International, that the club experience is the most important thing to keeping our members happy. So no pressure, right? So what did our members tell us through these annual surveys with Rotary International? Well, they told us that there are 5 things that are most important to them in being satisfied with being part of Rotary and being part of our club. So the first, club meetings. Our members want to enjoy meetings that are fun, that are well structured, that start and end on time. They want good programs. They want a chance to connect with other members. They want to feel welcome. They want to feel included. Number 2 is confidence in club leadership. So I'm looking at all of you. That means you, confidence in club leadership. It means you, it means your board, it means your other club leaders. Our members want to have input into goals that are set for the club, and they want to know progress in achieving those goals. They want to be able to call you and talk with you about what's happening in the club and ask you questions. They want board decisions and the financial position of the club to be transparent. Number 3, personal growth. Our members want to have a purpose in the club, and they want to gain new skills, and they want to improve existing skills that they have and their leadership development through activities, through participation in club activities. Number 4, connections. The number one reason that people stay in Rotary is friendships. Our members want a chance to connect and to become friends with others through our club meetings, through our social events, through our hands-on service projects. And we all know that those friendships that are created can be with people we might not know any other way than through Rotary, and that these friendships can last a lifetime. Number 5, meaningful service. Local community service is the number one reason people say they join Rotary. Local community service is almost as important as friendships and why people stay in Rotary. So our members want meaningful service opportunities on a regular basis. They also want to know that their club, that your club is known and recognized in your community for doing good. So now you're not feeling any pressure, right? Because your role as club president, you're in the best position to make sure that we give our members these 5 things that they've told us year over year in surveys that they want. Well, so then the question becomes, how do we make sure that you have a great year next year, that you have fun, while delivering these 5 things plus anything else that your members want? And also that you have a person following you, waiting in line to take the role when your term is done. Well, we know that if you try to do this by yourself, you're not going to have that joyful leadership experience that we all want you to have. And there probably won't be a line of people who want to take the job if it doesn't look like any fun. So what are some tips to help make this an enriching and joyful experience for you and a good experience for your club? Well, we talked about not doing things alone, right? So you definitely want a team. You want a team to support you this year and to build a leadership bench for the future. So plan on a really active board and identify others in your club who can help you with those important leadership roles. Maybe you want to plan a board retreat, especially after being at Lone Star Pets, to share your excitement and enthusiasm with your board, to get everybody on the same page. And then plan some board development and other enrichment for those other leaders in your club. Now, you know, we may need to start to look at some of the roles in our club a little differently. And we might need to break them down into smaller jobs so that they're attractive and reasonable for busy people. Let's make sure that we thank these leaders that step forward to assist us. Let's make sure we thank them publicly. And that we also give them some time to share what they're doing with the rest of the club. So also, one of our opportunities in Rotary is our annual changeover of leadership. It's not easy to create momentum with a series of one-year plans. And it may also not be easy for you to attract the next president or the president after that if it looks like one person is doing the planning for the club for the entire year and there's no established structure or vision for the future. And that's why it's really important for you and your club to be forward-thinking and looking at a multiple-year plan along with a process for planned continuity, making sure we're fostering that engagement and the involvement of our past leaders, our current leaders, and those emerging leaders. Now remember through our surveys that our members said they wanted to have a purpose, that they wanted to have input into the goals of the club and the decision-making of the club, and they wanted transparency. Well, it seems like it'd be a great idea to bring them and get them involved through being part of your team, and also by either revitalizing your strategic plan for your club if you already have one, or developing one. And what better way to empower your club and your members to dream big and to really pursue meaningful and substantial goals than to be developing a process that lets your club be looking to the future without the bounds of a single Rotary year. Something for you to think about. How do you feel now? I thought it might be a good time to take a big breath, because we're just starting, aren't we? So we've already talked about how your club and your members are the heart of everything that we do in Rotary, and how you have the support of an incredible international organization, as well as your district governor, your AGs, your other district leaders, and other zone leaders. There's a lot of support out there for you, right? We've talked about the 5 things that our members want to be satisfied and happy with their club experience. Do you remember what they were? Club meeting, confidence in leadership, personal growth, friends and connections, meaningful service, and the club recognized in the community. We've talked about the 4 action plan priorities and how they are a framework and a roadmap for us to be aligned, all of us working together towards those same goals. It's a lot to remember, but I have to say, I think the secret to success for the next year is pretty simple. I think it comes down to the power of love. To love our members and have our members love Rotary. If those 2 things are true, everything else good will follow. It's all about care, connection, a sense of belonging. To me, that's the power of love. So let's take this idea just a little bit further, and let's use the word love with the letters L-O-V-E. L is for listening. Let's ask some questions and find out why our members are part of Rotary. Let's find out the value that our club brings to them. Let's find out how they want to connect with others, how they want to serve. What are those opportunities for personal growth that they want? What are the passions that they want to pursue? Now, every club is different, and you get to decide how best to get to know your members. In a small club, you might be able to talk to each person individually and get to know them on a really personal basis. In another club, it might be better to do this in small groups and use your board or your other club leaders to assist in the process of finding out what your members think and what they want. Now, you can also use an assessment or a survey, and just be sure that you bring the results of that back to the club, and you let your members know how those individual responses, how their responses are helping to inform the future of the club. You know, knowing why our members are part of Rotary will help us make sure they love Rotary. O is for being open to new ideas, listening with an open heart and an open mind. This may surprise you, but your members will have some ideas to share with you. about how your club can be more fun, can be more relevant, can be more valuable to them. So I say, let's be positive and open to hearing what those ideas are. I think it will be energizing for your members. I think it'll be energizing for your club. And you will be able to use those ideas to adapt and to innovate, to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the club, to make sure we're meeting the needs of the members of what they want and how they want to get value from Rotary. V is staying true to our values: friendship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. We've already noted that these are more than words to Rotary members. We live these values every day. And they're a great guide, especially as you're hearing these new ideas from your members. They're a guide to make sure that we stay Rotary. These are a great way to make sure you can be flexible and yet stay true to what we're all about. And then E is for energy and enthusiasm. As the leader, you set the tone. You can be transformational. You can be inspirational. You can be traditional. You can be fun. The important thing is that you're yourself, you're authentic, and that you are relentlessly positive. When we can love our members and make our members love Rotary, everything else good will follow. It's up to you, and it's up to your leadership. So Maya Angelou is quoted as saying, "People won't remember what you said or what you did. They'll remember how you made them feel." So make your members feel cared for. Make them feel a sense of belonging. Respond to their needs. Make sure that every member in your club has a purpose and a friend, and they will love Rotary. Being club president is the best job in Rotary from my experience. In my opinion, being club president is the most important job there is in Rotary. And right now, the world needs Rotary more than ever before. The world and your community need you. They need your Rotary Club, and they need your members more than ever before. So thank you for serving. Thank you for being the leaders that you are in this room. You can love your members, and you can make them love Rotary. And I think that is the magic of Rotary. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't go away.
Thank you, Art.
Thank you. We heard her last year, and we wanted to get her back, and I think you can see why.
Thank
We
you.
have a special gift for you. Our speaker recognition gifts this year are customized ceramic plates created especially for Lone Star Pets by Corpus Christi artist Bill Wilhelmy. Bill's unique ceramics have been sold worldwide, and several of his pieces have been acquired and are in the collection at the Smithsonian's Museum of American
Wow.
Art.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Thank you so much. That is beautiful.
Get it down there.
Thank you, Art. I'll get it after.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vicki. I'm going to excuse now just our GGEs and discussion leaders to go ahead and go, so you won't be caught in the crowd getting out, so you can get your room set up, and we'll give a few announcements, and then everybody else will go. So DGEs and anybody doing facilitating this afternoon, please go ahead and start out now so you can get back to your rooms. A few announcements. One, at 5:30, you will be finished with the facilitating. You will have an hour until 6:30 for dinner. So that's the time to, if you want to make any, rest or change clothes, whatever you want to do, because we'll have dinner, and then as I mentioned earlier this morning, for those of you who were here, that we're taking the district photos immediately after dinner, so there won't be time to change clothes or something between those times. Please support the vendors, as we discussed, the nonprofits. If you've lost anything, contact the Rangers, Lost and Found. Glasses, phones seem to be very popular to be lost. If you have any questions, please contact the Rangers. I know I've been getting some input back through the website that some people are having trouble getting in to find their, I guess for some reason there's an idea that you go through Club Runner to get to your, maybe you've all worked this out, but you don't go through Club Runner to get your learning materials. You go directly to the Rotary website where you just Google or use your search engine to find the Rotary Pets, Lone Star Pets 2024 Pet Lone Star website. And there is where your learning materials are. You don't go through Club Runner. So hopefully that'll solve that question. Please do your evaluations. We very much utilize them to get ready for next year. And we really get a lot of information, and we make changes as a result. Please, and I think that's it. So please have a great you're going to have a great afternoon going through with your district, and then we'll see you this evening for a great presentation by our president-elect and our district pictures. So thank you very much. We'll see you later on.